Fellow South Africans, tonight I address you not just as your president, but as a son of this soil, a child of our long and painful journey towards liberation. We are a nation forged in struggle, built on the sacrifices of those who came before us. From the dusty streets of Sharpeville to the cells of Robben Island, to the brave voices that defied the injustices of apartheid, we have always stood for freedom, for dignity, for justice. Our Constitution, born from the Freedom Charter, remains a living document reflecting the will of the people. It promises us a South Africa that belongs to all who live in it, black and white, rural and urban, rich and poor. And it is in that spirit that I speak to you this evening. Over the past few days, we have witnessed concerning developments. Allegations have been made, serious ones, touching the highest level of our policing institutions. These are not matters we take lightly. They strike at the heart of the rule of law and the sacred trust between the state and its citizens. We have come too far and sacrificed too much to allow doubt to fester in our democratic institutions. Let me be clear. No one is above the law. No institution is beyond accountability, and no political interest will ever be placed above the needs of our people. I want to take a moment to thank the millions of South Africans who continue to believe in our democracy, in our institutions, and in each other. We are a resilient people. We are a people of ubuntu. We do not resolve our problems through conflict, but through dialogue. We do not tear each other down, but build one another up. Now more than ever, we must choose peace over provocation. We must choose unity over division. We must remember that our shared destiny is greater than our temporary disagreements. We are the heirs of a proud liberation movement, a movement that gave voices to the voiceless, that broke the chains of apartheid, that said, never again shall any South African be oppressed in their own land. And it is precisely because of that legacy, that responsibility, that we must now act with clarity, with courage, and constitutional fidelity. In the past 48 hours, I have engaged with the leadership of our law enforcement agencies, consulted with the members of cabinet, and received legal advice from the relevant structures of the government. I have applied my mind. I have considered our international obligations, our domestic laws, and the imperative to maintain public trust. And therefore, in the spirit of accountability, unity, and the rule of law, I have decided. So you guess the decision? You guess what the president will say before 7 p.m. And after we hear the speech at 7 p.m., we will compare your guess to what he says after this, because the rest of what I've said, you probably will hear. The correct guess wins 1,000 points. So in this video, I'm going to quickly give you biblical reaction and update. While you write your guess, here's my biblical reaction. Smooth words may hide a wicked heart, just as a pretty glaze covers a clay pot. People may cover their hatred with pleasant words, but they are deceiving you. They pretend to be kind, but don't believe them. Their hearts are full of many evils, while their hatred may be concealed by trickery. Their wrongdoing will be exposed in public. That's Proverbs 23 to 26. You know, one of the saddest things in our country is that all the collapse, the struggle, the difficulties we face is because from 1994, our government moved on to a structured, codified policy of hatred, of anger, of envy. And the sad part of it is codified hatred, codified anger, codified envy, placed in beautiful words, leads a country to experience the consequences of envy, anger, resentment. Because envy, anger, resentment does not become ineffective just because it's packaged in smooth sounding words. Beautiful words like transformation, beautiful words like redress, beautiful words that no one could argue with. But codified anger kills an economy. Codified envy leads to more poverty. Codified resentment leads to higher corruption. And so that's why I have gone and written The Soft Life. 3 simple secrets comrades don't want you to know. This may change how you vote forever. Because people don't fall for it because they dumb, but it's because the packaging is beautiful. And in The Soft Life, we show people what love looks like in economic language, what faith looks like in political language, what goodness looks like in political language, because you can't tell the difference unless someone is able to break it down for you in an easy fashion. And so that's what we have on The Soft Life. Now, I need to tell you something exciting. Here it is. In our past videos, I told you that our barcode was on the way. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm putting it on the screen because just do it for me. Next time you go to the till, just ask them, please scan this and tell me what you see. Our barcode is here. And it's thanks to you, our Prosperity Catalyst funders. You are making this all possible, and the vision is clear: 1 million copies in every township informal settlement long before 2029, so that we have more people who say, I'm ready. Now, I got a message from someone which I appreciated, who said to me, I watched your video, but the language was technical. That's why I've always said this is a first draft I was reading, because we are doing everything we can. It's in the edit right now to cut the language down and make it simple. You don't have to worry about me communicating with South Africans. I've sold 1 million records, not in suburbs, not to middle class, to people below middle class. I know how to communicate with that market. I've seen many people get concerned. Not only have I only sold 1 million copies in that market because I understand how to communicate with that market more than anyone who could have the understanding I thank God to have at this point, but get it down to the average South African. Not only that, but number two, I have spoken to over 1 million people in audiences countrywide. And that's excluding the companies I've spoken to because those are professionals, but in youth groups, in places. Now, only gonna say it because I'm making that clear for someone who needs to know. But every time I've spoken in townships, in youth groups, standing ovation has been the average normal response. And because by the grace of God, I do know how to reach that market. Now, I would not trust any other professional to sign that off more than me because I am fully qualified. There's certain things I don't know. Speaking to South Africans is not one of them. So we get the message out, and I want to thank you because our Prosperity Catalyst funders are making it all possible. Even the edit, I'm overlooking it because I'm executive producer of watching the messaging. You are making it possible, and we are absolutely grateful. So for those who want to get involved with that, you can go to the bottom. All right, so let's go. We'll hear what the president says later on. No man may serve two masters, because either you love the one and hate the other, or you'll despise the one and respect the other. You cannot serve God and Karl Marx. Let's make history together. Cheers. South Africa will prosper. Yeah.